All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's episode of The Nerd is the Word. I am Josh,
I'm Jeff.
and a lot of great things have happened in this past week. You know, but before we get into all that, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. I was about to say the wind has gone away. That's always good. That
Dude,
wind was killer.
that wind. We were driving. I was driving back from Perry because we went to my sister's house and hung out with her and got to see my niece and all that. It was almost blowing me off the road.
Yeah, it was
It was,
it was
it was
cold.
bad.
That was the big thing was it was cold.
Yeah, it was. See, here's my thing. Okay, last week we had a couple of days where it was like just hot and I'm sweating. I was wearing shorts, and then I'm back to
Instantly. Oh,
I'm
30 degrees, 40
there in
degrees.
a prayer in hell. Nope, I will not be wearing shorts today. But I mean, no, yeah, Mother Nature needs to get her shit together. Okay, either let it be hot or let it be cold. I'm tired of switching. I'm tired of one night being like, let's sleep with the heater on, and one night of if you touch that heater, I will Ted Bundy you.
Oh
Right?
no.
Yeah, but no. What have you watched other than, of course, WandaVision?
Yeah, so we watched WandaVision Friday, and then over the weekend we had like a little movie weekend, so we were continuing our rewatch, like our timeline order rewatch. We ended up
Yeah,
skipping over Captain Marvel just because like we went and saw it in theaters like when it came out. So like we basically just remember what happens. So
yeah,
we went
and let
back. So we watched Iron Man 2, Thor, the first Thor, and I believe it was Monday night we got to the Avengers.
oh
So we
yes,
watched the first, like we watched the Avengers, and then now we're getting ready to start Phase 2.
doing good work, man. Doing good work. Yeah, we what did we watch? We've been watching. Well, before I tell you everything we watched, I'm gonna go ahead and ask you. Do you know how long 400 minutes is?
It's about 6.5 hours.
Yeah, 6 hours and 40 minutes and some odd seconds. You know how I know this? Because Shudder has a Friday the 13th documentary and is like
Mm-hmm.
going through all the Friday movies. Yeah. I thought they just got it wrong that it was 400 minutes. No, no, they're 100% right. That was 400 minutes. Me and Serena started watching. She's like, "Are you going to watch the rest of this?" I was like, "Nah." And then I laid in bed and watched the rest of it. And yeah, it was actually very. I dig those. Like Nightmare on Elm Street had one that was pretty good.
Okay.
But along those lines, we watched Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, okay. Is that the one in the corn?
Yeah, that's the one with Justin Long.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
A very slept on movie. And then Serena said something to me the other day, which was it. I was ready to propose right that second. She said, and I'm gonna quote, "Can we watch Nightmare on Elm Street?" And I was like, "Yes, yes, we can." In fact, here I have it queued. It's right here. But
Wait,
no,
wait, wait. Which one? The old one or the new one?
the old one. Come on, man.
Okay,
I
so
watched a
Johnny
little,
Depp.
I watched a little bit of the new one because
So
if you
Johnny
look at
Depp, not Rorschach. Okay, got it.
yeah, if you look at the remake, it's not that bad. It has its moments where it's just a hot pile of garbage, but there's some moments that's like, okay, that's pretty cool.
I like the what dream sequence was it where they were in like the it looked like they were in like a steam plant or something, and it was
Yeah,
just like pipes and steam going everywhere. That was really
yeah.
cool.
But no, so we started watching the original. We finished the fourth one last night, which
Hmm.
means we have five, six, um, the one they made in the '90s, and then I think we might watch the remake, and then Freddy versus Jason and all that.
Are you gonna watch what was the one where it was like he was in like real life, so it was like the actors playing
Yeah, that's a
themselves?
yeah, that's a New Nightmare. That's the
Yeah.
I want to say the seventh one. I
Okay.
feel like that's number seven. But and then we're gonna make our way to Jason and all that because Serena had said that she had remembered watching them, but she didn't remember that much. So I was like, they're all on HBO. The only one that's not on there is the third one, and I have that on DVD. So I was like, we'll watch one a night. So we're watching the fifth one tonight, but then we're going to Jason. The Jason movies and the Freddy movies have my two favorite kills of all horror movies.
Okay.
which everyone knows that's part of the reason why you watch them. It's like, okay, how's he gonna kill him? That's why we're here. The story doesn't mean nothing. I want to see that. All right, Nightmare has one of the best horror movie kills of all time when he picks old girl up and shoves her on a TV and then welcome to prime time, bitch. And I can't remember which Jason movie it was. Once we go back and rewatch them, then I'll figure it out. It has the best kill where he has and see, it sounds really dark when I laugh, but and like I said, anyone who watches those movies also goes, yeah, we're watching these to see how he's going to kill these people. Let's be honest. Is he has old girl in a sleeping bag, he just whacks her against a tree, and you see the sleeping bag just. It's just funny. But no, other than that, WandaVision, can't think of anything else. I mean, we've just been cranking those out. She's been doing homework. I've been writing. Here's the thing. Fangoria magazine just came back.
Mm-hmm.
The horror movie magazine. I had to text you about this. I'm thinking about sending them an article and just like, look, I'm going to school for this kind of thing. This is what I can do when I get out of school. I'll be able to, do a lot better. Please, maybe think about me for writing you. Mm-hmm. Which, hey, you gotta take a chance.
Oh,
if
absolutely.
If they say no, they say no, and I'm not gonna cry or get mad and be like, okay, I can't blame them. 23 years old, have no history in doing this. Pretty much going to school for this kind of thing. If they say no, I wouldn't blame them. But yeah, that's pretty much the extent of what we've been doing this past week is watching horror movies and watching WandaVision, and man, that was such a good episode.
I was going to say, speaking of horror movies, it played like a horror movie.
Yeah, that was intense.
I love how they pulled back the curtain.
Yeah,
bit. Like that was really cool to me.
Wait, let's.
I think my favorite part was seeing the whiteboard with all the questions.
Yeah,
and it's the same questions that we're asking.
But let's go ahead and crack into WandaVision because that's part of what I've been waiting for a week. Well, not a week. You know what I'm saying? 5 days. So yeah, let's just go ahead. The one part of that episode that everyone loved was the card trick.
Oh yes.
I sat there, me and Serena watching it, and he's like, the car's like, he did the thing. He learned it. He practiced. Look at my boy. He's all grown up.
So for everybody who doesn't know, at the end of the second of Ant-Man and the Wasp, while Ant-Man was in, he was in his his lockdown from the feds, one of the things that he did was he was learning magic tricks and card magic. And so Jimmy Woo was a character in there, and he was doing the magic trick for him. And he was like, seriously, how'd you do it?
How'd you do the card trick?
How'd you make the card trick?
That was one of my favorite callbacks.
Yeah, because that was wasn't that one of the post-credit scenes, or was it just right before the end of the movie where it shows him on the computer on the website?
I think it was. I can't remember exactly. I have to go back. I haven't watched the second Ant-Man in a while, but I think it was kind of one of those. Either it was a post-credit scene or it was during the movie where it's we got to go get him. He's in his office and he's just sitting there trying to practice card magic, and it's and when you saw that, you're like, oh, he's going to keep trying. And that's going to be the running joke is him just, cards falling everywhere. But I was proud. It did my heart good to see. It was
when he whipped that card, I was like, oh, he learned it. Let's go.
Serena was sitting there tired as hell, which that's kind of the running thing with us watching these episodes is on Friday nights and Saturday nights, I go over to my dad's house and I hang out with my uncles, just sitting there listening to music, shooting shit and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I come back and we watch WandaVision, go to bed and everything else. And that night I had stayed a little later than I had planned. And she's exhausted. And I'm like, do you want to just wait till tomorrow? And she's like, no, we're watching this tonight. And I was like, you're not going to hear me complaining? But no, I mean, there was a lot to unpack. I was just happy to see Darcy. I love Darcy.
Oh yeah, that was a cool little callback, especially because after we got done watching it, we went back and watched the first Thor, which still has one of my favorite moments in the entire MCU that I forgot about.
Which one?
So it's after Thor crashes down to Earth, and
Yeah.
he's like, they hear about like the there's the like whatever, like the satellite that no one can pull out of the rock, and so Thor recognizes it and he knows exactly what it is and he's going to look for it, and so he goes and he's talking about what it is, and and one of them was like, so it's a hammer? He's like, yes, Mjolnir. And then Darcy, without missing a beat, just goes meow meow.
Yeah.
It's one of the without missing a beat, just like Mjolnir meow meow.
I like also in Thor: The Dark World, they did a callback to that when you see Mjolnir flying. She's like, Mew Mew. I love it, but no, Darcy's funny in pretty much everything that every time she's in a movie for Marvel, she's hilarious, and she's funny in Two Broke Girls too. But when they're in the beginning, when they're in the van, she's like, so what's your expertise? We're not supposed to be talking to each other, and they all start talking. He's like, I think it was what I'm a
Artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence. She's like, yeah, nobody cares. she's funny. That is one of the best castings for a character I recall.
Yeah, I was about to say, just like for one of those like things that you thought was just going to be a one-off side character, to now be in at least what has it been 4 movies now that she's going to be in? Or 4 titles, projects that Marvel has?
I want to say it's 3 because I think she was in both Thors, and I don't remember
she
seeing
wasn't
her
in Ragnarok.
No, I don't remember seeing her after The Dark World.
She may be coming back for Love and Thunder though, so we'll have to be out on the lookout for that. Especially if she's working, if like Shield or if Sword called her in to start working with them. You know.
Did you see the set photos from Thor: The Dark World?
From Thor: The Dark World or Thor: Love and Thunder?
Oh, not Dark World. I was thinking about Dark World. Love and Thunder.
I have not yet. I want to be surprised.
They look good. They released one, and it looks good. It looks good. It looks like, and I'm not going to spoil anything, which, let's be honest, the movie's not out yet. There's no spoilers. They've announced that the Guardians themselves are going to, Star-Lord, Rocket, all them. But it looks like everyone's going to be there from Guardians. I think Sean Gunn's character, or not Sean Gunn, Kraglin. It looks like Kraglin was there too. Mm-hmm. It looked like him. I couldn't. But no, I don't think we got Fat Thor though.
Well, I mean, didn't he like go back to chiseled Thor whenever he, like by the end of the movie?
He was Fat Thor through the rest, because when he did the whole, grabbing Mjolnir and Stormbreaker, he had some poundage.
He was still a little chunky.
He was big chungus.
Big thunder.
Yeah, big thunder. Thunder thighs. But no, they released a set photo and it just has him and Chris Pratt. And it looks pretty good. It looks like he looked like he was wearing like Ravager leather, like just with no sleeves. Like, straight metal. So it looks cool. I'm excited. It's gonna be a good one.
All right, so back to WandaVision. What was your favorite part about episode 4?
Other than Darcy and the card trick, I did like the Monica Rambeau kind of like background, and I think that's honestly the first time we've seen people come back from the snap right here.
Oh my God, it was so beautiful.
Saw like camera footage, and it was like you couldn't really see it. It was grainy like an iPhone,
Mm-hmm.
But that was like, okay, you're watching it all come together. You're seeing like how much time between the snap and when they come back, where she said that she fell asleep for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, because that's what they all said it felt like, was that they were just gone for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But in reality, it was 5 years.
Yeah. It was interesting to see. It did kind of break my heart with your mom died 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, that was.
I was like, come on. I mean, I get it was for sore. I was also like, come here, baby girl. Come here. Just, I'll hug you, and I'll buy you cookies, and we can talk about this, because that hit right here in this region over here. The heart region. It took my strings and it went. You don't need these anymore. But that and the ending with the it's all Wanda. That was like, okay, so there's probably someone in there messing with her, but she's got a big role playing in it too.
Oh yeah, 100%. Um, I because I think this is what's supposed to set her up in like the antagonist role. I don't want
Yeah.
to say villain of like Doctor Strange 2, but antagonist for that movie is
Oh, I
probably
think
going to
Doctor
be the
Strange might
repercussions
be,
of this.
yeah. Which that's going to be interesting to see because we've seen it before,
Mm-hmm.
but we haven't seen it to the length of, yeah, she's kind of tearing apart the multiverse. It's different than all the past, like the Sokovia Accords and everything that happened after Civil War, all that. It's different from that because there were consequences, but it was more of, as long as not a lot of people died, it's over here. You
Mm-hmm.
don't really hear about it much. And I know they're not gonna. There's no way they're gonna try and cover this up because it's gonna be the plot for the next two Marvel movies. Well, yeah, minus Black Widow. There's no way they can cover this up. I mean, there's no way they can just be like, "Oh, remember that stuff that happened in WandaVision? That's just a TV show." Now look at this. It's
Well,
it's going to be very interesting.
so here's the thing. Somebody was looking online at like timeline wise, and wouldn't this happen before Far From Home?
I think so. Let me see. Let me remember the timeline for Far From Home was,
Because it was like a whole summer after everybody blipped back.
yeah, and this is only what, like 3 weeks, I
Yeah,
think.
this is 3 weeks after Endgame, which was like a fall movie.
Yeah. So
So this is like you're looking at like maybe like a September, October, somewhere in there. So like there's still like a whole 6 months in between this and when
Spider.
Far From Home happens.
Yeah. Which it is interesting to see everything that happened between Endgame and Far From Home because there's still a lapse of, look, there's all this stuff that's going on, and I'm wondering how they're going to incorporate that, because if she creates the multiverse now,
Yeah.
is it going to extend past Far From Home? Because Far From Home kind of, it made it sound like there really wasn't a multiverse. It kind of
Yeah,
made it
it
sound,
it could be one of those things where it's just like a slow burn. They
yeah.
could probably write it where it's like it's going to take a while to fully break.
Yeah. And hell, whatever they do, I'm down for it. Wherever they move, I'm down for it because they haven't failed me yet. They really haven't. I mean, I would like to see, and not even for after Endgame, but I would like to see some backstory on what happened between Thanos and, or in the 5 years between them killing Thanos and then the ending events of Endgame.
I mean that could be a way that because they did have Robert Downey Jr. and Captain Chris Evans signed back on to be Captain America.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if
So
they're gonna.
that could be a way that they get that movie is by telling what happened in between.
Well, because I did hear something that Hulk was really one of the only active Avengers, like doing the Avenger stuff, other than like the cosmic stuff in space and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know War Machine was. I'm not sure if he was in space or if he was doing stuff on Earth, which I think he was doing Earth stuff. But other than that, we haven't heard much.
Yeah.
We just know there are 5 years where anything could be happening. I mean,
No, we'll
other
see.
than
Because it
Tony
was
being.
yeah, because like this could set up like the events of like Black Panther 2, like with all of it mainly like with that big battle happening in Wakanda and
Yeah.
then losing half the like the population. That could be the thing that sets off like Namor. Um,
Which I'm wondering, because I know they mentioned Namor in Endgame. So I'm wondering if Black Panther 2 might happen afterwards, which, hell, as long as they're doing Black Panther 2, I'm good.
yeah, Black Panther 2 should take place like further in the timeline, then it's going to be like the after effects.
But no, I mean, there was just a lot in this episode that we're really not going to know an answer until the first, which I've avoided every one of the teasers for the episodes. I have purposely avoided them.
I finally watched the one for the next couple of episodes, and I think we're finally going to get the that Halloween scene from the trailer where they're dressed up in their original costumes.
Which that was cool to see. That was cool to see in the trailer. I watched the first trailer, and after that,
my favorite part, right? One of the episodes looks like it's going to be Full House, and I hope that they make a reference to the fact that she's an Olsen. I need that level of meta joke.
Yeah, I need that level of didn't you have two sisters? Every time, and I was kind of going off on a tangent, but every time I see anyone do the whole, look over at the camera, all I can think about is like the Jay and Silent Bob movies. With the, what kind of idiot would still watch these movies after all these years? Or the
or The Office.
Or you get cast in a movie because your friend says you owe them. But no, yeah, Full House thing that would.
I did love. I saw something on Facebook the other day that said, "Man, John Krasinski sure has done good and gotten himself a Marvel role," and it was the Asian dude that played him as Asian Jim.
I think you sent me that. But no, I mean, this episode was just. It felt like we had some questions answered and some where it was like they weren't really answered,
Well, there was a lot of them that they were trying, like that was the whole thing, was where it was basically showing the other side of the bubble.
Yeah, with
they're in the same position that we are, trying to figure out, what's going on. But I think my favorite thing that I think we watch get set up that not a lot of people are talking about was that when Monica Rambeau went through when she got forced out by the Scarlet Witch, so she had that kind of like power coming from Wanda, and then forced her through the little shield. Maybe that's the way that she becomes Photon.
Maybe that would be. It would be interesting to see that play out. It really would be. I'm down. 100%.
Like that would be an interesting way of tying like that whole thing in, because like we know at some point she's going to turn into Photon.
Yeah.
So 100%. And they even made reference to it with her, like her mom's call sign, which was Photon, and they had it on like the pictures in the hallways.
Yeah. The one thing I will say though about the whole them going into Sword, and I did read something literally right before we recorded, that the dude said that this was not his intention, which kind of makes me feel a little good, and also like, why? Was the Fantastic Four thing we had talked about?
Yeah.
With this might lead into it, which I kind of hope it doesn't. But also, look, if Marvel's going to make this lead into the Fantastic Four, they obviously have a plan. So I'll ride with them. I'll ride shotgun. But yeah, no. Trying to find the right words for it. I mean, it left me just sitting there like, why did we have to wait a week? Why can't you just give me all at once? Stop that. Get some help, please. Look, Disney Plus, if you're listening to me, stop. You're breaking my heart.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah. But no, I mean, we're not going to get. We're probably going to get more answers Friday, which I can't wait for. I can't wait to see what, because there's no way they're gonna leave us on not answering any questions. We have what, 5 episodes left, I think.
Yeah. I'm about to say this will mark like the halfway point.
Yeah, this is gonna mark the we're gonna slowly start figuring out what's going on. I mean, one thing I did kind of miss though, you didn't see Wanda much playing with the timeline. I mean, other than when Darcy was watching the TVs. And they cut out a whole bit. Look at that. And also
I was about to say, you get to see the other side of those little time skips.
Yeah. whereas we get the no,
I would say
reboot.
they got the edited footage.
Yeah, but I'm still 100% down for an Marvel to do an X-Files show with Wu and Darcy.
That would be interesting.
That would be amazing. I would watch every episode and I would never complain about a thing. But
I do, however, love how it's like playing out like a horror show as opposed to like a comedy now. Because like you see like the happy reality and like you've seen it start to crumble a little bit. Now you're watching from the outside, and
yeah,
you
can
can
we talk
see
about
you can see like Vision starting to kind of figure it out, and maybe
where when he sat on the couch and he's just kind of like,
and he looks at the and he looked at the camera, not the TV.
Yeah, which kind of felt like I'm looking at you. You know what's going on. Get me out of here. But also, when she turned around and Vision was just all gray.
Oh, don't.
That was just like
so morbid and just. Oh God.
I sat there.
I loved it, but oh God.
Is she breaking? Because it feels like she's breaking. It seriously feels like she's crumbling from the inside.
Yeah, so to me it feels like the whole character of Vision is basically just like her subconscious. Like it's the things that she doesn't like. It's gonna be the one that's skeptical and knows what's really going on and is trying to tell her.
Yeah, her like.
And so it's her fighting her subconscious to keep the memory of Vision alive.
Yeah, kind of Vision being like, look, I'm dead. Why are you doing this? Which, that was
horrifying. That's the word.
Yes,
horrifying.
That was horrifying. That was like, oh.
Because like it was one thing when he was like when it showed it from afar, and you're like, wait, was that like dead Vision? And then it cuts back to Wanda. You're like, oh, okay, probably. And then, oh God, what? Because it's just like right up in your face.
Yeah, it's one thing where like, is he? No, they're not gonna do that. It's like, oh shit, they did that. Yep, that's what that is. That's right there. Which that was just disturbing.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about like. I would appreciate not seeing that again. I know it's an android, but it's still creepy.
Yeah, it was almost as creepy as Detective Pikachu with Ditto.
Oh yeah.
I think this trumps that, and that kind of had me like for a minute. And this is kind of like that's almost as bad. Well, it's not as bad as the Mysterio dead Tony Stark thing because it was literally just an Iron Man suit with a skull.
Oh yeah,
this was kind of like
another one.
Oh, you you saw that they put front and center.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and it's kind of like you said at the end where he kind of just like sits down, or well, first he's like, we can go anywhere. We don't have to be here, and she's like, no, it's our home, and it's kind of like, okay, so she's keeping him there.
Yeah,
he's tried a couple times to be like, look, let's just get out. Something's not right here. Let's go. Mm-hmm. And she's kind of like, oh no, we're staying. This couch right here. You're gonna sit on it. You're gonna hold the kid, and you're gonna like it.
Also, we got some nice Jimi Hendrix there at the end.
Yeah, the soundtrack for this show is amazing. I love it.
I was about to say, so I'm with the title of that song being Voodoo Child. Who do you think it was referring to? Because I feel like the obvious answer is the fact that one of the kids is going to end up being a Wiccan, yep, who is literally right now a voodoo child.
Yeah, I think it's Wiccan and
Speed was the other.
Yeah,
one.
Wiccan Speed. Which, hey, we got 2 mutants already. Okay,
mm-hmm.
We're going in a good rate. Just come on, just have Magneto knock on that door next. And, of course, Michael Fassbender, have him knock on that door as Magneto and, be all cool like, you look like my daughter. And I'll be fine. I'll live. I'll be happy. But no, with WandaVision blowing our minds every day, it is good that we do get some normality in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And that normality, as of right now, is something me and you have waited for a while.
Yeah.
Probably since 2017. If I remember correctly, November 17th, 2017. It was a cold day. I remember it.
It's rough
Actually,
and coarse. It gets everywhere.
got everywhere.
Not
Actually,
like
if you look at it really, that's the day I got into my car wreck. I got into a car wreck on Justice League Day. That should have given me a red flag of what this movie was going to be. But no, Zack Snyder's Justice League, the project that we were told for a while was never going to happen. And then now we're told, yeah, it's happening. It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
March 18th.
So they moved it up again?
Yeah, 8 days.
Good. Keep doing it. Just as many days you want. Just keep
Make
moving
it
it up.
tomorrow.
Let's go.
Why not make it tomorrow? Okay. Look.
Yeah, why not?
I'm not saying
do it right now.
I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying you don't want to, and I feel attacked. I feel like I'm actually just being hated on because I love Justice League, and you're just like, oh no, you're not getting it. But no, yeah, they put a new March 18th release date, and they released a still of Joker.
Okay.
So
it's Jared Leto, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about this picture is they're saying it's Nightmare Joker.
Uh-huh.
We had the Nightmare Batman and the Nightmare Deathstroke, and now it's Nightmare Joker.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because all you see is a Joker card in a hand. So you're like, okay, that's the Joker. But the actual image is like blurred because they like to do that to mess with us. Yeah, it looks like Heath Ledger Joker. From just the blur, you can see like the looks
Mm-hmm.
like the self paint. Looks like he has long hair. So I'm not saying that Zack Snyder's doing the Lord's work, but sainthood should be in question and make it immediately because it's better than the Suicide Squad.
Got. Yeah. I was about to say that one, it looked a little weird, and all they had to do was say Jason Todd, and it fixes the whole problem, but they didn't want to do that.
No, they didn't. But no, that's the only picture we've really gotten.
Mm-hmm.
But it does. Well, had a picture of that, the picture of Cyborg with like the full metal face and just like the
red eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a quote from Martian Manhunter, which I was not able to find a picture of that, which is fine. I guess I'll just be surprised. But, we've officially gotten Deathstroke.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming back. Martian Manhunter, Joker, Black Suit Superman, which I was a little pissed off they didn't have Black Suit Superman in the Justice League. Because if you read the books, as I did, and you read The Death of Superman, which eventually came like Superman Doomsday or whatever, when he died, he came back with a black suit, silver emblem, and it's like, okay, that's cool as shit. I'm not a Superman.
Yeah, and like I think, they set it up where they were supposed to do it the first time, but
yeah, because his casket was black with the silver Superman logo, so it was like, okay, that's a hint.
And like I think it was one of like the Warner Bros. Executives saying, let's not do that.
Which, why? Stop it.
Obviously, they don't know what they're doing. That's why it didn't work.
Yeah, oh god. I know I'm gonna have to watch Justice League and review it on this channel. I know I'm gonna have to because I have a list full of like, oh, that's not good. Batman smiling? No. I saw a video where the dude was talking about Batman Beyond. He's like, the old criminal's probably like, you're lucky. You have this Batman. He cracks jokes and all that. Our Batman, if he laughed, you would have to go to the bathroom and remove your pants. They're like, the original Batman stole my buddy Tommy's bones twice. Like it was genuinely funny. But no. Rated R, 100% rated R.
Good.
So that means Batman can say fuck. Or if you want the truth, I see Aquaman doing it. I look at Jason Momoa, Aquaman, I'm like, oh yeah, he's gonna be the one to say it, 100%, without question. He's probably gonna be like, fuck, and you're like, okay, yeah, there you go, Momoa, you rock out with that.
I just need some more booyahs out of Cyborg.
Apparently, from what I heard, because Zack Snyder's always on like Vero or whatever that thing's called. I don't know 100%. But someone was like, "Does Cyborg say booyah in his cut?" And he's like, "Hell no."
No.
Which that was one thing I did like with the booyah. That was actually kind of cool because
That's
I
a Teen Titans reference that we
I'm an OG
all
Titans
appreciated.
fan.
We love Cyborg from Teen Titans.
And I will say Justice League, it had some parts that was pretty good. I'm not going to totally crap on that movie because they had some parts that were like, okay, that's not bad. Like the joke with Cyborg and Flash and the it's not time, and at the end when they do the fist bump, it's like, oh, he got his fist bump. Oh, look at you.
I did enjoy the like the Flash scene when he was going to visit his dad and he like drew the monocle and drew on his face.
I will say the other part I liked was when Superman comes back and they're all standing in front of like the monument and Aquaman's
when Flash is running around him and he just
when Flash is running, Superman's just like moves his eyes and he's like, which I did not like Ezra Miller as Flash. I will go ahead and say it. I love Ezra Miller. He's a great actor. He was great in the Fantastic Beasts movies. He was great in Perks of Being a Wallflower. He was in this movie called We Need to Talk About Kevin. I think that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And his mom is I can't remember her name. The ancient one from Doctor Strange. I can't remember her name right now. And he was a little psycho is the word. And it was pretty good. It was a decent movie. But as Flash, I couldn't buy it.
Give me some Grant Gustin here.
Yes. 150%. Here's my money. Give me Grant. But no, me and my brother were talking about Batman vs Superman. And his favorite Batman comic is I heard Dark Knight Returns.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, we need to get that in the movie. I was like, did you watch our Batman vs Superman? Because they're kind of hand in hand. And he was like, where was Green Arrow? I'm like, at CW. They didn't do it. Sorry, Hoss. But no, yeah. So we got March 18th for Justice League. So I'm hoping they just keep rolling it back because right now we have like a month and some change.
Yeah. I'm probably like 6 weeks, somewhere around there. Maybe
I'm down for it. 100%. 4 hours. I don't know if we talked about this last week. It's going to be a 4-hour movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's no longer going to be a miniseries. So, I mean, I watched a 6-hour documentary. I think I'm good. I think I can do 4 hours. I sat through Endgame, and that was almost 3. I watched.
No, that was 3. It was 3.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I've watched every Godfather movie. Okay.
I make you an offer you can't refuse.
I watched. They had a
Leave the cannoli.
It was called The Godfather Legacy. They had it on either HBO or Showtime or Starz, something like that. It was a couple years back, and it was literally all 3 Godfather movies crammed into one movie. That was like a 9-hour movie. I sat there all day and watched it. I don't think 4 hours is going to faze me much. If I want,
I did the entire first season of The Boys, so I'm good.
Yeah, The Boys. Which when's season 2 or season 3 coming out? I need a date now.
Not soon enough.
But no, other DC stuff. Did you see the Sandman casting?
I did not. I saw something that they were starting to finalize everything for that, but
yes, I don't have the cast in front of me, or else I'd tell you. But did you ever fuck with the Sandman? You ever read any of it?
No.
Very, very good story.
I was hoping to watch the one that they did for, what was it, DC Universe? Because that was one that I heard a lot of good things about, and I was hoping to eventually get to watch that, but they canceled that one.
Yeah. Luckily, Netflix is going to pick it up. Neil Gaiman has 100% okay, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm going to be in here.
Is it the same series?
Yeah.
So it's just going to pick up after the season that already. Oh, good. Okay.
Well, no, actually, this is a whole new thing. Now that I think about it, it's a whole new thing. Neil Gaiman, I guess, wants to do his story 100% right
Mm-hmm.
because it's not creator owned. But let's be honest, DC is or Warner Brothers is not dumb enough to do Sandman without Neil Gaiman. That's 100%. They're not going to do it. I mean, the dude is a great author. He's a great writer. I wonder how much drugs is in his head to make him think this. I mean, which I doubt it. The dude's just naturally creative. I'm just making a joke. But the dude they have playing Morpheus, Dream, yeah, looks exactly like the books. I can't remember his name right now. I'll be able to know next week. But they're and it's not even the full cast. They have like maybe 6 or 7 people.
Yeah.
I think that might just be for season 1.
Awesome. I was about to say, I'm excited to see that. You said it was on Netflix?
Yeah, it's gonna be on Netflix. Not sure when it's gonna release. I don't even think it's done yet. I don't even think they started filming that. I think about it. So it's gonna.
I'll be excited to be able to see that one then.
I'm gonna be excited to watch this pan out because I like the Sandman. It was a good story. But in other news, we here and most nerds are fans of Chadwick Boseman, the late great Chadwick Boseman, who received a Golden Globe nomination, which he 100% deserves.
Yes.
And honestly, I do not see him not winning it. I mean,
what did he get it for?
Let me check. I don't watch the Golden Globes. That's one thing
Yeah, most people I would imagine don't actually, but
Golden Globes.
because I know he was in something right before he passed.
Yeah, he received a nomination for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Which I have not watched yet. I heard it was really good. I just haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet. But I'll give him all the awards. Great. He was such a great actor, and let's be honest, world's lesser without him.
I would say give it to him the same way they did DiCaprio, where they gave it to him for, even though it probably wasn't his best work, it's just you probably should have had one by now. Why don't we just kind
of the same way they gave Heath Ledger an Oscar? They gave Heath Ledger an Oscar for Dark Knight. I mean, I don't see a reason why
he deserved it so much.
Heath Ledger deserved a lot of awards. He was a great actor. Chadwick Boseman, just the same. Great actor. I can't think of one movie he's been in that I didn't like.
I was say, I loved watching 42. That
yes,
movie was really
that was
good.
Such a good movie.
Not to mention it was filmed in Macon. Part of it.
Yeah. Black Panther, obviously great movie. I heard this past one was good. Was it 21 Bridges I'm thinking of? Or 12 Bridges? There's a number, and then it's Bridges. Great movie. The dude, I guess he didn't want to burden everyone with knowing that, everything that was going on. And I can applaud him for that, man. The dude, he was going to hospitals for kids with cancer, suffering, and 100% give him all the awards. If I'm not going to say if, but in heaven, if there's an award for just being a great person, he needs to get every single one from every year, and I'll be down with that. But no, I mean,
what is it that? Oh yeah, I remember him in The Express. I knew there was a football movie that he was in. He was in Express. Oh, and Draft Day. That was the one with Kevin Costner.
Yeah, I remember him in that.
Because it was Kevin Costner and who was the girl? Jennifer. Yeah, Kevin Costner and Jennifer Garner. That was also a good movie. But I would say The Express was one that I remember him in as well.
Yeah, I will say I think the first movie I really remember seeing him in was 42.
Mm-hmm.
And then Black Panther. I didn't really watch much of his movies until, unfortunately after he had passed. and it wasn't because I thought he was a bad actor at all. It was just because, didn't really think about it.
And it
And
was
then,
21 Bridges, by the way. You were right
well,
the
yeah,
first time.
21 Bridges. But going back and watched a bunch of his movies. Great actor, deserves all the awards. And if you think otherwise, go somewhere because you're wrong, 100% wrong. You've never wrong.
Nope, wrong.
I'll pay Jim Carrey to come to your house and just say those words. I'll be like, look, come here. I'll give you a 20 and some food because I'm broke. Just go over to their house and just say wrong with anything they say. Even if they say, the number 23 wasn't a good movie. Just say wrong, which it was a good movie, but the movie's dark as hell. It's dark.
Look, all you have to do is tell him why. I guarantee he'd be like, I got this. No charge.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Look, Jim, come here. Now, see that house over there? Yeah, okay. They said that Chadwick Boseman didn't deserve any award for free. I'll watch this go.
That's exactly what would happen, though, if we're being honest.
Oh, 100%.
He would go get the suit from his house, come back, and
he would dance on the front porch and just say wrong the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Look at just. But no, we had The Little Things come out last Friday.
Yeah,
haven't seen it yet.
I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard a lot of good things about it.
I've heard it is very good. I'm waiting to watch it until it kind of dies down. Where not everyone's talking about it because I haven't really been able to go on Facebook much because everyone's talking about it. We're probably gonna watch it here in the next couple of days. I heard it was a good piece of work, and Denzel Washington has never disappointed me. Never.
The cast was great. Denzel, you had speaking of the Joker, Jared Leto was in it.
Yeah.
You had Rami Malek, who was
him,
because he was Freddie Mercury in the Queen movie.
Oh, that movie was so good. We watched that probably about a month or two before we moved. That movie was so good. And I've always been a Queen fan. If you're not a Queen fan, there's something wrong with you. Great music. But I hadn't watched it mainly because it wasn't streaming anywhere. And I was like, I don't feel like paying $25 to get it on DVD. And if the movie sucks, I got a DVD that sucks. So they put it on HBO Max. I think it was pretty much not when it launched, but a little bit afterwards. So good. So good. That movie was... That dude's a great actor anyways. He was good in Mr. Robot, I think. He was good in that. He was good in just the trailers for the next Bond movie he was good in. I mean, I think he was in a video game too. I think he was in Until Dawn. And he was pretty good in that.
What do I remember him? Because I remember him. He was in Mr. Robot.
Yeah.
He is in the next James Bond movie.
Yeah, I think he's the main villain for the next James Bond movie, if I remember right.
He was in the Night at the Museum. He was Aquaman.
Yeah, he was the Prince guy.
He was in Need for Speed. That was the one that I was thinking of.
That
was the one with Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad.
I didn't watch that.
It was based on the video game, and they filmed some of it in Macon too.
I did hear that. I didn't see that. I think it was mainly because, and my sister and Serena both kind of give me trash about this. I've never really been a big race car movie guy. Like Days of Thunder was a great movie,
obviously.
Obviously. But I never really cared for the Fast and the Furious movies.
I love them to death.
I watched the first two, and I think I watched Tokyo Drift, and after that I kind of just skimmed by them. I didn't really care for them. And not because they're bad movies, but just because I didn't really get into them. I mean, I didn't think I'd want to watch Need for Speed. I might end up watching it. But I mean,
it has Michael Keaton in it. It has Aaron Paul as the main character. You have Rami Malek is in it as I want to say he was bad guy character, but I'm not 100% sure on that. It's been a
Yeah.
while since I've seen it, but it's just a lot of. It has Kid Cudi in it. It was like one of his first big acting roles was in that. I
Yeah.
mean, it was really good. It was worth a watch.
Yeah, I heard a couple people tell me about that, and I mean, I don't know. I might go back and watch it.
Because there's a scene in the beginning where they're racing through like their hometown or whatever up in somewhere up in like the Northeast.
Yeah.
But it shows them like it starts out probably wherever they say they are in the Northeast, but then they get into a downtown section, and it's downtown Macon, and so like you can see all the things that are in Macon. So like at one point they drive by like the Cox Capitol Theater like 4 times.
That that's cool. Well, it's kind of
Just
like
literally through like downtown Macon.
well, it's kind of like Walking Dead. I mean, the first couple seasons were filmed in Georgia. I'm not sure if it still is.
Yeah, it's still filmed mostly up there in it. Like was it east of Atlanta?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to say so.
Although some of it, they did have some of it because my friend Riley, he was out there filming on it like to finish the last season, and I think he had to go out to like Oklahoma for that. But most of it is filmed in Atlanta.
Well, I know in the more recent seasons they've had a lot of snow, and there's no way they got that snow in Georgia. So they obviously had to go somewhere snow. Which heck, do what you got to do by all means.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're making a show, if they need snow, you go where snow is.
Because you ain't gonna find it here, that's for sure.
But it's like the first season is mainly in Atlanta. So like, if I drive in Atlanta, I go, okay, it's right there. Got you. But no, I mean, no, we've been watching a bunch of, like I said earlier, horror movies lately. Did you ever watch Midsummer?
I feel like I know what that is, but I can't say that I ever watched it.
Yeah, everyone said it was so scary. No, it's not. It's actually not scary at all.
Is that the movie that just came out like last year, 2 years ago?
Yeah, I want to say it was 2018 or 2019. It was definitely before 2020. Something about they went to like Switzerland or
It says Sweden.
yeah, Sweden. It was one of those S countries.
I see nobody in here that I recognize, so I think I'll pass.
Yeah. Well, it sounded like it was going to be like scary as hell. Like, oh my god, no. It was kind of like it was a slow burn, and I kept waiting for something like it was eerie.
Mm-hmm.
Like by all, it had its like okay, that's a little weird, but there was no points in that movie where I was genuinely scared.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of goes back to what I've said to Serena, and I think I've said on here too. Look, if you're gonna make a horror movie, make a horror movie. Don't make something that's not scary, because I can't remember the last time I was scared. And I mean,
eventually that's one of the problems with like horror movies is that they all do the same thing, right?
yeah.
But eventually, when you see the same thing over and over, you kind of know when to expect things. You get the timing.
Well, the good thing with like Paranormal Activity was you didn't really get that kind of scares that much. Like there was Quarantine, which had its moments, and the Blair Witch Project, which a lot of people said it was scary. It was a very good low budget movie. It was. I love that movie. I love the original Blair Witch Project. I've seen it 1,000 times, but it wasn't scary. I guess it was scary for the time. I know my mom's talked about being like petrified, which my mom also was also scared of white noise, so take that with a grain of salt. But Paranormal Activity was just different, It was still the found footage. It was also like it wasn't as much of what you see, but as much as what you hear and what you don't see. And I mean, there's people keep trying to like redo that, and it's just not going to work.
That emulate does mean that. That's the right word.
Emulate, okay. Dude, look, grammar's not my bad. You know that. But that's why I have apps, which when I have bad grammar, it fixes it. But no, I mean, like it's kind of like they're still talking about redoing The Exorcist.
Mm-hmm.
And the original dude who made it was like, I have no dog in this fight. I'm not doing this. It's just, I'll bet money right now that movie's not gonna be scary. And
I mean,
it's
it's
unfortunate.
like one of the only things that's really like scared me as like a in the last like probably 10 years of me watching movies legitimately was that scene from WandaVision where it was like dead vision.
Yeah.
Just because like it's something that you don't expect. But when you're talking about making a horror movie, like you're expecting to see that. You're expecting to see,
Yeah.
and so
And
it's hard to like revamp that kind of thing where you can get those scares because people are so accustomed to it now.
yeah, it's kind of like the remake of It. The remake of It was very good. It had its moments where it was like, whoa, okay, that was pretty good. It's just I don't see them being able to do that anymore. I mean, I went to go see the first It, and there were like kids in there, which I snuck into horror movies too.
Well, here's the problem. You got to think our generation is the generation that was grown up on that. What was it? That fake car commercial with the jump scare in it.
Yeah,
We've been there before. We know what
yeah,
to expect.
yeah. And I mean, here's my thing. I snuck into horror movies as a kid. You know, it's kind of just with some people, it's something you do. But I don't know. Horror movies nowadays are kind of like you don't go to watch a horror movie. You go to sit back and talk shit. I mean, I you I don't talk in movie theaters. I don't. That's one thing I don't do because it's a cathedral. Film's my thing. This is a church.
The
But
Church of Feige. We worship every Friday.
yeah, yeah. But no, someone has a crappy car. But but no, I mean, I don't know. That was my tangent on horror movies for the week. But no,
Oh,
I
there it
mean,
was. Even I could hear it now.
yeah. But no, like I'm looking forward to the next Halloween and Scream. Scream 5 is going to be good. It's unfortunate that Wes Craven wasn't able to see Scream 5 because he
Oh,
died
yeah.
he died a few years back, and that dude he knew how to make a movie. Like we watched the original Last House on the Left. That's a movie. Yeah. But
He
no,
definitely he was one of the kings of creepy.
yeah, him, John Carpenter, Clive Barker, dude gave us Hellraiser.
Stephen King putting it in word form.
Yeah, which apparently that new stand is good. That's what my dad said. My dad said the new stand is pretty good, and watched it. But no, I mean, like Eli Roth, the dude that did like Hostel and all that.
Mm-hmm.
That dude's got an eye, and then he did A House with a Clock in its Walls, and it's like you made a movie about people chopping people up with a chainsaw, and like machetes and like hedge clippers, and then Jack Black family movie. You got range, kid.
I was like, hey, gotta show you know how to do them both.
Oh yeah, but no, I mean, movies are different nowadays. I guess. I remember watching Cujo back in the day, and that scared the hell out of me. And now I watch Cujo, I'm like, I'm scared of this.
Oh, what's the I know there's one horror movie that a lot of people were excited to see because they were remaking Candyman because
Mm-hmm.
it was going to be what uh, was it Jordan Peele that was doing it?
Yeah, Jordan Peele, his remake of Candyman. It was supposed to come out. I want to say last June. It was one of those June 2020 releases that got
Mm-hmm.
pushed and pushed and pushed, and now it's kind of just it'll come out when it comes out.
Yeah.
That's one that I can't wait for because I love the Candyman movies. The first one was amazing. Last couple were kind of but they were still good movies. As long as they get Tony Todd to come back, man. If Tony Todd does not come back as Candyman, I might be a little pissed off. Or at least as a voice or a cameo or something. Because let's be honest, when you hear Candyman, it's just like Freddy. When you hear Candyman, you hear Tony Todd's voice. Just like with Freddy, you hear Robert Englund.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, well, we watched the beginning of the 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street, and Serena was like, I don't like it. I was like, yeah, neither did anybody. No one like
you. Yeah, you gotta let go of the fact that it's not Robert Englund to enjoy that movie, but
and that
it
takes
was still really good. Like I really
it was
enjoy
good.
it.
It had its moments. I mean, it's a horror movie remake. It's honestly not going to be 100%, Nightmare 1.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the remake was okay. I didn't like Rorschach because whenever I hear his voice, all I'm ever going to see is Rorschach or see his face. I mean,
I still think of the kid from Bad News Bears, but
I forgot about that. Oh man, movies, man. But this was kind of a shorter episode. We're going to see how these shorter episodes go because Serena made a pretty good point. We're not YouTube famous yet, so there's really no reason for people to listen to an hour and a half of us just trash talking. But
we do trash talk a lot.
A whole lot. But no, for next week, we're going to have an episode of WandaVision. I'll write down the Sandman casting so we can talk about that in more detail. But yeah, other than that, I did post, I'm telling you and them as well, the pictures of the office that I have so far.
Yeah, I saw those, yeah.
Once we get the desk in there, it'll pretty much be complete. But yeah, office is almost done. That was my hip. I'm getting old, man. I'm 23.
You're getting old. How do you think I feel?
But no, we're gonna work on all these, work on the MCU rewatches and the DC and all that, and I don't know, I might do a horror movie or two. Horror is my thing, so I'll be able to.
I was about to say that'll be all you.
Oh yeah, 100%. I am fine with watching Halloween, just sitting there Halloween like, would you look at that? There we go. But no, anything else you want to add, my friend? Anything else?
No, I'm just here waiting for episode 5. I gotta see. I want to know if they saw old dead Vision.
That's what I want to know too. And like I said, I have avoided every one of those promos, and I'm going to continue to avoid them. With movie trailers, I'll watch, but I'm avoiding. I want to be shocked for this show, which is not something I'm used to doing with Marvel and DC. Anytime Marvel or DC put something out, I'm glued to it. And now I saw something the other day. I was like, not watching it. I'm good.
Yeah, I was about to say normally it's just like a once we get it, we get it. Whereas this one, it's like you're having to like wait week by week.
Yeah. And well, here's my thing though, and I know we're kind of going off on a tangent here again, but Mandalorian didn't do this. Mandalorian didn't do the whole, here's a promo for next week's episode. It was kind of like, you want next week's episode? Wait a week.
Well, to be fair, what they're doing like sitcoms, and that's kind of what sitcoms did back in the day, so it kind of makes sense.
Hell, sitcoms still do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have cable. I don't watch live TV. I watch Netflix because of this reason. I don't want to wait. And now Disney Plus is making me wait, and I've never been more infuriated in my life, but also so happy.
Oh, did someone forget how to watch TV?
Oh, baby's sad.
Baby's sad.
Serena
paint you.
Serena said something earlier this week. I was just like, yeah. Bill Hader can be in anything, and I'll watch it. I love that man.
100%.
But no, I guess this is the part where we say goodbye, my friends. Until next week, though. You don't have long to wait. It's a WandaVision amount of time to wait.
One WandaVision amount.
Yeah, wait one WandaVision amount, and you'll be able to see our lovely faces again. You'll be able to see, hopefully, eventually, a different background.
Hopefully mine gets, I got stuff to put on the walls.
Oh, yeah, but, until next week, then, I am Josh.
I'm Jeff.
And this was There's the Word. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and may the force be with you.
And this is the way.